Join me inside my writing yurt. Come on. We'll get started. Welcome. This is Ask Cozy Grammar because it is summer, the dog days of summer, as they say. We decided we would take Ask Cozy Grammar outside today in front of my cozy writing yurt, which is, I guess you can't see it, it's over to the side there, but you're out in our little wooded garden. Welcome everyone. Welcome Crystal and Dennis and Anita and Rosie. I'm so glad you could be here today. And I am just going to jump right in and get started. The first question I wanted to look at comes from Crystal, who is writing from Belfast. And Crystal says, mentioned that they didn't have a question in particular, but we're curious how the Q&A sessions go so they can be prepared for when they do have a question. So I thought I'd give a brief overview as to how Cozy Grammar, or I should say how Ask Cozy Grammar works. So we started Ask Cozy Grammar as a way to respond to the fact that so many people are now having to learn from home, whether by choice or by circumstance. And so we wanted to supplement our courses with these opportunities to ask me directly questions about grammar or about learning or about language more generally or about writing. And so the way that these sessions work is that when you signed up, of course, you were invited to submit a question. And what I normally do is I answer the questions that were submitted in advance first. Sometimes if we have a more crowded room, I am only able to get to the questions that were submitted. Other times, as in the middle of the summer, for instance, there's a little more spaciousness. And so I'm not only able to get to everybody's question, the questions that were submitted first, but I often have time for questions that may have come up during our time together. So in fact, Crystal, I invite you as you listen, if you have any questions that come to you, you're welcome to note them down, or you can even put them into the chat box. At the bottom of your screen, if you're new to Zoom, you'll see a little like a dialog bubble that says chat, and you can click on the chat box and it will open. You'll see we already have a question from Dennis, which I will hopefully get to a little later. And so if you have and this goes for anybody, if you have a question as I'm talking, and you want to just type it into the chat box, then I will be able to get to that a little later on. And as I'm answering your specific question, you're also welcome to unmute and ask any clarifying questions as we go, if you so desire. Just one other note is that we record these sessions in case there are people who weren't able to be on the call, but they still want to have their questions answered, in which case we upload those that video footage to our website so people can benefit from the answers. If you don't wish to be recorded, either your video or your voice, just let us know. We're very happy to edit the video in such a way that you yourself don't appear, just me answering your question. So that's a little bit about how Ask Cozy Grammar works. I hope that gives some sense of context. And again, if you have questions as we go along, feel free to chat them down, or you can note them down on a piece of paper, and I'll have a time toward the end of the call where you can ask them out loud if you so desire.